You're listening to The Endless Party with your hosts,
Megan Elijah Armstrong.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to The Endless Party. We are so glad you are here with us. Today is the Peace Party.
Yes, it is.
And I think something that everybody is looking for is peace.
Yeah, I would agree.
Peace in finances, peace in family, peace in business. Whatever you are pursuing, whatever you are striving to accomplish, you hope that you find peace and solace in it. And there's a lot to this topic, but to just kind of dive in, we want to come to this understanding of how we can obtain peace and what it means in order for us to have a peace of mind and be not contented, but rather relaxed in where we are. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
I think so, yes.
Sweet. So one of the things that I was actually taught back while I was serving a church mission was the 6 P's to peace. And I was taught the 6 P's, and then they give 2 bonus P's. And you'll see why they're bonus P's. But I actually made it 7 P's to peace because I think there's one that needs to be included in that. And I'm just going to give a brief overview of these, and then we can talk in depth on them as well as go into a bunch of other material that we have. So the P's are pray, ponder, page, praise, purity, practice, play. And then it's beware of pride and be patient. Mm-hmm. And obviously those last 2 P's, that's where they're bonus P's, is because they're not just exactly one word, right? That starts with P.
Yes.
And so those all are how we can find peace in our life, how we can truly strive to ultimately have that relaxed and peaceful state.
Yeah, absolutely. I think part of this podcast, some of the content came from Power of Positive Thinking.
It's a great book.
By Norman Vincent Peale, and he has a great chapter on the power of peacefulness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes when we think about peace, we don't necessarily think about power.
That's true, yeah.
Kind of think more about tranquility and just kind of, I don't know.
Calmness and gentleness.
But you don't think about power, right?
Right. No, that's fair.
I think something that's so interesting about peace is that there is power in peacefulness.
Mm-hmm.
And if your mind is at peace, it's going to be more productive than your mind if it's like racing with a ton of energy but lack of direction. And it's when we have peace that we're able to be productive and usually, come up with the results that we like come across the outcome that we want. Like, for example, if my mind was, going crazy and full of energy before a race, normally I didn't do as well. But if I was at peace and I was calm and I found that stillness before I was about to go compete, usually my performance was a lot better. And I find that that's true too with anything. If I have a day and it's super busy and I know that I'm going to be racing everywhere, normally I don't get as much done than on the days where I'm just quiet and calm and peaceful.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I was actually going to mention sports more so, just because if you actually look at the phenomenal athletes, usually when they're in their best is when they're in this absolute just peaceful state.
Yes.
Right? Their movements are fluid. Their mind is at ease. Everything is second nature. And it's because of that peacefulness that they are able to obtain that. Actually, one of the other things I wanted to mention too is actually Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling does a beautiful job in her novels at Dumbledore.
Oh, yeah.
And Dumbledore is portrayed as the most powerful wizard, right?
Yes.
He is so calm.
He's so peaceful.
So peaceful, so collected, always. Very rarely do you see him get aggravated, agitated, or angry, right? But it's like when he does, there's a good, valid reason for it. But he is usually 99% of the book all the books, he is so calm, so collected, and so
Yes.
peaceful, right? And I think that's actually so cool is because it directly mirrors the one person that all peace flows from, and that's Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Because even if you read in the Bible, there was times when he absolutely was aggravated, was irritated, and even angry.
Yeah.
Right? And it's righteous anger because it was like, yeah, you're mocking God. Like, I'm going to be a little angry, right? But for the most part, he was calm, collected, and peaceful. And so I think J.K. Rowling does a beautiful job at that with her character Dumbledore, because he's portrayed as the most powerful. And that's really what we're talking about, right? The power in peacefulness.
Yeah.
And so there's this quiet confidence that comes when you are absolutely at peace.
Yes.
And it's pretty cool.
I think it is pretty cool. If you want, let's jump into your first P of prayer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Norman Vincent Peale talks about the power of prayer through this entire book and how it can lead to ultimately that peace. And as we even just said, there's a really well-known Christian hymn, and it's "Where Can I Turn for Peace?"
Yes.
And it's actually a great hymn, and I would recommend that you guys go and read it, because it ultimately helps decide, like, helps you determine where you turn for peace. Like, where do you go when everything seems to be going sideways? Do you go to social media? Do you go to addictions? Do you go to gaming? Like, where do you turn for peace? And that's really what the 7 P's to peace illustrate, right? And that's prayer, first and foremost. Like, pour your soul out to God. Give all your problems, all your troubles, all your woes to him. And I guarantee that you will find peace in anything. Whatever it is that you are struggling with, you will find the solace that you are looking for.
Yeah, I just second that. I think there's such a power in prayer, and there's such a power in, like, pouring out your soul to deity, and, you know, putting faith and trust into a higher power.
Yeah.
And, you know, just trusting in that.
The second one is ponder, right?
I love this one.
So
talk about.
Yeah, you can talk about it. Go ahead.
You can start.
So pray, ponder, right? So a lot of people kind of treat prayer like a gumball machine, and then they just leave the gumball in the machine.
I literally like that analogy.
Right? Like, all of a sudden they put the 25 cents in, the gumball spins down the gumball machine, and then they just walk away. They just don't even take it.
So funny.
It's true, right? It's true. It's like, oh, this is it. I'm going to pour my soul out to God. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to watch that little gumball come all the way down to the bottom.
And walk away.
And then walk away.
Let's do something.
I'm not even going to take the gumball. And so that's the whole premise of ponder, right? If you have just poured your soul out to God, if you have just given him everything.
Yes.
All your woes, all your triumphs, like everything. So often we say, you know what? Name of Jesus Christ, amen. And then we're like, all right, let's get on with our day. Instead of just taking, honestly, 5 minutes and sit and think and wait for the answer, because he does communicate back. And that's you actually you already put in all the hard work. It's just talking to him. Like, let him make up the difference now. And so take the gumball.
Yeah.
To use that analogy even further.
Yeah. I think there's something I've been really trying to work on is just the art of being still. You know, just being okay to be still. And it's so amazing to me that, you know, I can say, at least for me personally, 10 times out of 10, if I calm myself down and am still, I can feel his presence right there beside me, and I can feel his hand guiding my life. And too often I get so caught up in just, you know, I don't know, just get so caught up in the hurry and scurry of life that I don't take that time to just be still.
Oh yeah.
And in the book, I think there was something interesting. He said, he was like, before God can help you, you have to like give him the chance by being on his time. If you're hurrying and scurrying around, how is he gonna like be able to enter into your heart and help you? Because you're not giving him a chance to do so. And so you have to like become attuned to God's rhythm and to be on his time, on his, you know, in his rhythm, because he's timeless, but like in his rhythm. And that's how you can, you know, find peace, is being still and, you know, filling his rhythm instead of the rhythm of life. I mean, we wake up and we hear cars, we hear TV.
The first thing you usually wake up to is an alarm clock.
You hear the alarm clock and you're immediately on the time of the world instead of the rhythm of God.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, take some time to be still. The next one is page. And this is pretty straightforward, is you read a page. I mean, this can come from a lot of different books, right? Just read from the best books. Don't read garbage, right?
Yes.
So, first and foremost, read from the good book. It's pretty obvious what that is. Read the scriptures, read the Bible, and you will find that peace through those pages. But there's also other books like Norman Vincent Peale's Power of Positive Thinking, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I mean, we could go on and list 1,000 different books that you could read to find peace that will ultimately benefit your life. And like I said, that's pretty straightforward. You just need to read some books.
Read from the best. Yes.
Yeah, read from the best books. The fourth one, is that number that I'm on?
Number 4.
The fourth one is praise, and this isn't false flattery. You give genuine positive praise to people who truly deserve it. You know, and it can be a waitress who does a phenomenal job. It can be a family member who just reached out to you in love. It can be literally anybody that you meet throughout the day. It can be your spouse. It could be your child. It could be anybody. But you give genuine praise, because you'll quickly find that the more you praise others, the more peace you find in your own life, because you're looking for the good and not the fault in everybody around you.
Yeah, I really like this one too. Resentment and comparison are going to be like the number one blockages to your spiritual power and to your opportunity to feel the peace. And so by praising other people, you can counteract those, like, you know, intense negative feelings.
No, absolutely. That's a very good way to put it. You kind of get rid of that. Yeah, just feeling, I guess. Let me think. So pray, ponder, page, praise, purity. So live a virtuous life. Live a pure life. Don't let any garbage come into your mind. There's a quote that I really like, and it's this understanding that it doesn't matter how deep the water is, so long as none of it gets in the boat.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it's fortify your mind. It's don't let any cracks, and don't let anything seep in that you would feel the need to keep secret.
That's really cool.
And so just live a pure life. You know, avoid things that would be detrimental to you and your character if anybody were to find out about them.
Yeah, I think that one's very straightforward.
Yeah. The sixth one?
The 6th P.
It's practice.
Practice.
This one's personally one of my favorites.
Why?
Because,
why is that?
So practice means get physically active. Like practice. Right? Like an athlete practices.
Yes.
You will, I mean, I don't know how to explain it other than you just have to do it. You find more peace in exercise than in most things in life.
Yep.
You find clarity of mind. You get endorphins pumping. You get
feels so much
all
better.
the good things in your life. Like, I tell you what, if you've been just lazy, laying around all day, and all of a sudden you get active for 5 to 7 minutes, just hard.
It feels so good.
You just feel renewed.
You do. You have a newfound energy.
You find this
and
peace. Yeah. You find this peace because,
body
like,
kind of just
yeah, your body like flushes out all this garbage, but then it also is like, hey, I'm proud of you. right after. It's never proud of you during. It usually hates you during.
Yes.
And then afterwards, it's like, hey, I'm really proud of you. Like,
Yes.
I'm proud of us. We did a good job today. I actually really like it. And you'll find more peace in your life if you genuinely start to move
I agree.
with purpose.
I mean, Elijah and I, one of the practices Elijah and I actually love to do is we normally take daily walks.
Yep.
And
Even if it's cold.
even if it's cold, even if it's hot,
Take a nice brisk walk.
And it's really, and after a day of just, work and all the things, it's really nice.
I agree. I think it is nice. I mean,
I think it totally adds peace to our lives.
yeah, absolutely. So get active. That's practice. And the last one is play.
Play.
Life can get really boring and really, not boring, but rather
monotonous.
Yes.
It can get dull.
It can get dull.
If you let it.
Yeah. And you need to make sure that you fill small amounts of your day with play.
Yes.
Whether that's playing with your kids or playing a game as a family or just goofing around with your spouse.
I think everybody likes to have fun, and I think deep down everybody is fun.
Yeah,
And
actually that's a
somehow
very good point.
They let that little glimmer of the spark of youth, leave.
Have you ever met a little kid who wasn't fun?
No.
Who just wasn't imaginative and creative and loud and enthusiastic
hilarious.
and funny? No. And they are so nice to everybody all the time.
Yes.
No, you didn't. And I can tell you, you as a little kid were awesome and funny. And so,
Of course you were.
if you became dull, that's your own fault. And, fix it.
Smile. Laugh.
Yeah, have fun. Play.
Yes.
So, those are the 7 P's to peace. And then there's 2 bonus P's.
Let's talk about the bonus P's.
It's beware of pride.
Beware of pride.
As we know, pride was the reason that Lucifer, the father of lies, the devil, El Diablo, I don't know other names for him. That's the reason he fell, was because of pride. And this isn't talking about being proud in the sense of being proud of your kid. That's a good thing. You should be proud of your kid or proud of yourself for a job well done. It's actually more vanity. Mm-hmm. It's more, that's the reason that he fell. But for the sake of the P's, beware of pride. So me and Meg have actually talked about this quite a bit lately.
Yes.
And what it means to be prideful and how we can kind of get away from that. And I think a lot of times we are more prideful than we would like to admit and that we even realize.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of scary.
It's really scary.
That's what's scary about pride is normally you don't realize you're being prideful.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so deadly.
It's so quick to come on to you. And that's when you start comparing yourself with others. You think you're better than others.
Yes.
You think that you're in a better state than others.
Yes.
You start talking ill of others. All of these small things can lead to pride very, very quickly. And that's honestly one of the greatest sins.
Yeah.
And it is so quick to get upon everybody.
We're actually going to do a podcast later all about pride.
Yeah.
But one of the things why pride is so scary is because it usually is the precursor to any other sin.
Yeah.
It's
like the gateway drug.
You start with pride and then
now you're on heroin. That's what it is.
Pretty much.
You start there and it's
open the
downhill.
door to a lot of other opportunities to do wrong.
Be garbage.
Yep.
So beware of pride.
Beware.
The last one is be patient.
Be patient.
I think a lot of people would be more at peace if they learned the art of patience.
I agree.
So many people I know of, people I love deeply, that I'm like, dude, if you just relax a little bit and just wait, just for not even that long, 2 minutes, you would find that you don't need to be this worrisome or anxious at all.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
So be patient. The last thing that we want to talk about real quick is some of the things that we have found that help us, in addition to the P's, to find peace. And one of which is Meg. Meg's the queen of these things, is yoga.
Oh, yeah. stretching your body.
Drinking a cup of tea.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. She's like I said, she's more on those two than I am, but she's really good at them. Daily inventory, that's just taking inventory of how you were, what you did, and that goes back to the first two P's. And so we just really encourage all of you to maybe take some time and try to implement these 7 P's to peace plus the 2 bonus P's in your life.
Yes. Before we close, I actually wanted to talk about 2 people from my immediate family who I think are pretty good at peace.
Yeah.
And one of them, coincidentally, his gamer tag is just a little P.
Yeah, it's P.
So
And this is the best story. I will say this right now. So he's like young, okay? And when he made his gamer tag, he was even younger than he is now.
He was probably like 4.
And he was trying to spell, like, I don't even know what he was trying to spell. Something that started with probably like poop or something.
Probably.
And because he's a little kid and poop is hilarious. And so he's trying to spell it, but they just dipped before he could spell it. And so it just ended up being P. And it is the best gamer tag ever.
My little brother has the best gamer tag, and it really is just a little P.
It's just a lowercase P.
But this little brother of mine is actually a very peaceful soul.
Yeah, he is.
And the reason being is he implements...
He actually does implement all
of the P's to peace.
Yeah.
It's just something that he has...
And he's young. He's really young.
He's really young. I mean, he's only 9 right now.
Yeah.
But he's been this peaceful person, since he was born. And it's just because he implements these P's. And I just think it's so funny that his little gamer tag is a little P. But one of the things he does really well is his belief in Christ is unreal.
Yeah, it actually is.
He is so, he's 9 years old and
he is devout.
He is devout.
In fact, so one of the things they all do, all the 3 youngest in Meg's families, they usually draw us pictures and letters.
Yes.
And so they were really, really excited for the babies to come.
Yes.
And before they came, they just kept writing us letters. And one of the things that he drew us, he's like, what does it say? It was, hey, Meg and Elijah, you're having 2 babies. And then he's like, this is baby Jesus. And he drew a picture of baby Jesus. And his other siblings just drew pictures of us or pictures of our twins. And he's like, this is baby Jesus.
I don't know. But anyways, little P, he just is someone I want to bring up just because he is go with the flow. He is calm. He is just always a really quite peaceful person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's a good person to just be around.
Yeah,
because of that.
He is. He's awesome to be around.
The last thing I wanted to say really quick is my dad has had a new favorite song, and it's called Be Still. It's by The Killers.
Yep.
And I just wanted to incorporate this into this podcast, too. I guess I'm feeling sentimental about my family today, but there's just... I don't know. I just think it's cool, too. My dad's actually a pretty peaceful person.
He's a very peaceful person.
And...
I think he's very patient.
Yes.
And I think he implements most, if not all, of the P's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just wanted to bring that up. And if you are listening, maybe give the song Be Still by The Killers a listen.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It's a great song.
It is.
And it's just something I want to remember, just that time period that we did listen to this song a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, thanks for being here today and joining us.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. We hope you find the peace you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to The Endless Party. Please feel free to join us over at our website, theendlessparty.com, for more of our content. Also, we would love to hear from you. Leave some comments and let us know what you're interested in us talking about.
Seriously, like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, whatever it is the platform says to do, so that we can keep partying together.